Hello, welcome to Walailak University Global Program or WU program. This program is part of our efforts to internationalize Walailak University. This program is about promoting internationalization, is about disseminating information on research findings of our researchers at Walailak universities, and also it's a program that we invite foreign scholars to share their research projects and research findings and ideas about future research collaborations with researchers at Walailak University. Today we are very fortunate to have Professor Ikuo Hirono from Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology. Thank you, Professor, for being on the program. You are here this time to participate in our Walailak Research Convention 2025, and this morning you participated in a panel discussion on carbon, blue carbon and sustainability. Professor Hirono's research is pretty much on fishery and agriculture. So first of all, I would like you to briefly tell us about your research projects at Tokyo, at your university.
Okay, my major field is aquaculture, especially the fish and shrimp disease. As you may know, aquaculture industry is expanding all over the world. However, there are some problems, and one problem is infectious disease in aquaculture. So my research is development of prevention method against infectious disease in aquaculture. So I collaborating with several Thai researchers, including Dr. Sweet, Walailak University.
And how large is your research team? How many people working on the project?
So with Thai researchers, now we are doing program name is SATOREPS, Thai Fish Project. This Thai Fish Project under the Japanese government, JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, belong to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and JST, Japan Science and Technology Agency, it's under the Ministry of Education. So these two organizations supporting our international collaborations. From Thai side, Department of Fisheries, Ministry of Agriculture Corporations, core institute of this project, and Walailak University, Chulalongkorn University, Kasetsart University, Prince of Songkla University, Surin University of Technology, and Mahidol universities. Researchers are joining these programs. So the total number of the Thai researchers over 150. And from Japan, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology is a core university, and Japan Fisheries Research Agency, Kanagawa University, and a few private sectors join this program.
What can you say about the results of the research project so far? Well, I imagine has been going for some years.
Yes, this project is a 5 years project. We started this project on 2019. However, unfortunately, we had a COVID-19 infections. So fortunately, our Japanese government support total 6 years. So this program will finish this year. And first of all, I would like to briefly explain about the objective of this project. As I told you, the aquaculture industry is expanding all over the world. And the major species of the aquaculture in the world is a salmon, tilapia, catfish, and baname shrimp. In Southeast Asian countries, including Thailand, tilapia and baname shrimp are major aquaculture species. However, both tilapia and the baname shrimp are alien species in Southeast Asian countries. And unfortunately, some of tilapia or baname shrimp escaped from aquaculture farm pond, and then they are giving a negative impact to the native species in Thailand. So we talked with the Thai researchers how to solve this problem. Then we decided we should develop good aquaculture technologies using native species in Thailand. So our target is Asian sea bass and banana shrimp. Both aquatic organisms are native species in Thailand. And then we are doing the genetic selection, fast growth, disease resistance, and in case of the disease preventions, we are developing the vaccine and also beneficial microorganisms to prevent the infectious disease or reduce the mortalities by pathogenic pathogens. We also developing feed for fish and shrimp because people love to eat fish because fish and shrimp are containing a lot of nutrition for human health. Then we are developing new feed to add more nutrition to fish and shrimp. And we also doing a research for preservation of genetic diversity. Because if we continue to select, for example, the fast growth or disease resistance during the selections, such a selected fish or shrimp will lose another or other important genes. So we should keep genetic diversity of wild animals. So we are also developing preservation method of the origin cells of sperm and egg of fish. And we conducted about 6 years, and we had several important results by Thai researcher and Japanese researcher.
So how optimistic are you that this will be, this threat's going to be minimized or eliminated totally? Are you optimistic about the results, the results so far?
Yes. And we also doing kind of the workshop or training course with Thai fish farmer and shrimp farmers, and they are very interested in our result. So unfortunately, JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, continue to support our program next 5 years. So the next 5 years, we will collaborate with Thai fish farmer and shrimp farmers for social implementation and the dissemination of our results.
And what size of funding are we talking here for the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, JICA will support 300 million Japanese yen. Yes, I think it's a quite big budget for us.
How many countries in Southeast Asia again that are involved in this project?
This project just Thailand and Japan.
I see. Okay.
Yes, bilateral international program.
Do you foresee any future threats, any similar threats to the native species of this, that you have come across this time with some of these fish?
Yeah, we are interested in other fish and shrimp species in Southeast Asian countries, but first we would like to focus Asian sea bass and the banana shrimp for disseminations for aquaculture industry in Thailand.
Is the Thai government responsive to these efforts on your part as researcher, of course, the Ministry of Agriculture of Thailand has been involved in this.
Yes.
But are you very happy about their involvement so far? How responsive are they?
Yes, involving the government sector is also quite important to continue the research and also the human resource development. So quite important government of the Thailand is interested in our program.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you, Professor Hirono, you are here, as I mentioned earlier on, to be part of the 2025 Walailak Research Convention, which is still ongoing at this very moment. And you were talking during the panel discussion about the food security.
Yes.
You were talking about there is an imbalance between the increase in population worldwide and our inability to match the growth in population. Then there might be some problems in relations to food security. I'd like you to, this is very extremely important issues, and I would like you to say, to talk about this again so that the audience of this program can benefit from your research.
Based on several reports by government analysts or non-government analysts, the world population is growing. At the year 2000, the world population is about 5.5 billion, but WHO or United Nations estimated until year 2050, world population will increase to be 10 billion. So compared to the year 2000, the population increased almost a double. So we need at least twofold of animal protein sources. However, the annual consumptions of animal protein in the developing country and the developed countries almost 4 times differences. And some of the analysts also said that developing country is developing. So maybe year 2050, more developed countries will come. So we need more and more food, including animal protein. And some researchers said, compared to year 2000, we need at least 4-fold of the food until year 2050. 4-fold increase more food is not easy.
Yes. And
so we have
and
to
it's only
develop,
25 years away.
Yeah.
That 2050 is very
yes.
short period from
Yes.
now. Mm-hmm. And so that in Japan itself, is there a problem of that sort in Japan? Japanese population consume a lot of protein as well. I mean, are there any issue with that? People not having enough protein, or the importations of source of proteins and all of that. Is that an issue in Japan itself?
Yes. Actually, in Japan, the self-sufficiency of food are very low. Government say it's depending on the food, but some food self-sufficiency is lower than 10%. So we have to do something to increase the self-sufficiency of the food. So of course the university and also the private sectors to join, and then should discuss more and more how to solve the problems of food security.
All right, yes. And a part of being university and being a professor yourself, collaborating with many other countries, particularly Walailak University, that you have a collaboration with Professor Suwit Suthi Metawi. And part of that, of course, is about research training, meaning recruiting postgraduate students.
Yes.
I'm not sure how big is your postgraduate studies at your university, Tokyo Marine Science Technology? I mean, you have a lot of PhD students working under you.
Yes, fortunately, our government support some scholarship for graduate school students from outside of Japan. So now I have 5 Thai students, 5 Filipino students, 1 Sri Lanka, 2 Ecuador, 1 Chinese student, and most of all are receiving a scholarship from Japanese government. Now this is quite important for us and for international students to study outside of their countries. They will have a new experience, and they work together in one laboratories after they graduated and after they go back to their countries. So maybe in their futures they will have an opportunity to collaborate with their classmates. So this is very important. This is just my opinion or my experience. So international students work together is quite important for our future.
Yes, indeed, because the new generation of researchers
Yes.
will continue to work on key issues
Yes.
of our concerns.
Yes.
And so, this is part of the major efforts at this university is to promote international collaborations,
Yes.
is to promote international partnerships in order to get people at all levels, students, postgraduate students, and also staff to continue to work on pressing issues. And such issue as food security is so important.
Yes.
So that's, you have made a great contribution there. And so I'd like to ask you to move on to another subject, because around the world now universities are under pressure.
Yes.
The decrease in enrollment, the pressure to publish, and the major research intensive university in particular. Your university is already more than 100 years old.
Yeah.
We are still young at Walailak University. But we are trying very hard to promote, to build collaborations and partnerships and all of that. What is the situation of Japanese universities currently? I mean, if you can venture out of your research a bit and talk about the general higher education situation in Japan.
Okay, I think the situation of the university in Japan and the university in Thailand are quite similar. Budget is cutting every year, and also both countries, new birth rate, number of the new babies are decreasing. So we have to concern about how to educate young generations. So sometimes I have a chance to talk with the government peoples. I always ask them to support more for young researcher and also a graduate school student. Without support, they cannot conduct the research and their study. So more support for young generation is necessary for our future.
And international students, I understand that there are more foreign students from China, for example, going to do doing the studies in Japan. What is the situation there?
Yes, before Japanese government support Chinese student, some Japanese government support a kind of the scholarship for Chinese students. But now China is economically strong, stronger than before. So Japanese government stopped to support the Chinese students. So, but still the Chinese students come to Japan to study the several different subjects.
I have to raise one issue, Professor, because I think there is similarity between Japan and Thailand, which is about the use of English language to teach.
Yes.
Normally, we are not really familiar with people speaking English in this country.
Yes.
We are not, very few people use English around the place and all of that. So we are working very hard at this university to get students to be more proficient in English language. And we hope, we also try to get our teachers, our lecturers to also develop their English proficiency so that they can offer courses in English. Can you reflect on this issue in Japan?
Yes. About 30 years ago, I came to Thailand. My first visit to Thailand was 1998. At that time, Thai students hesitate to use the English. Most of the students, they didn't want to talk in English. The same as in Japan. However, now student in university student in Thailand or university student in Japan, they don't hesitate to speak English. They speak English very well. So I think for the, in case of the young generations, English is not a problem now.
I see. I'm glad to hear that. There is some major improvement from what you have observed in 1998 and now. So you've been traveling a lot to Thailand yourself, so you can notice that situation. So it's a really positive development there. And what is the interest of? I'm not sure whether I'm not sure whether you can comment on the Thai students doing their first, second, and postgraduate study in Japan. It used to be a large number going to Japan, getting sponsorship from Monbusho, for example. But I'm not sure about the situation now.
I think not changed. Still, in my research areas, aquaculture or fishery science, many of the Thai students come and then to study in Japan. So in case of my university, more than 70 Thai students already graduated and they already came back to Thailand. They work at the private sector, government, university.
How many students altogether at the Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology?
My university...
It's very well established university.
I'm not sure. But in Japan, there are more than 800 universities, including the national university and the private university. The number of the national university is 85. And my university is one of the national university. But a small university because our university focuses on marine science and technologies. So the total number of the students are about 1,600 only.
Because very, very specialized.
Yes, specialized university, yes.
And so most of the graduates from this university would join the, for example, the Ministry of Agriculture and that sort of
and also the local government.
The natural disaster, I mean, that's I mean, outside, people outside of Japan, in recent years, see Japan as being threatened by this natural disaster, the tsunami, and it's sort of, I'm not sure whether we understand it correctly. How do the Japanese people feel about this environment broadly?
It's a quite difficult question. But actually we have several natural disasters: earthquake, tsunami, typhoon, the heavy rain, and big flooding. But it's a specific areas, and big city like Tokyo or Osaka areas, most of the house and the buildings good protections for the big a good preparation of the big earthquake?
Yeah, I say this because we are not able to escape from the climate change.
Yes.
So the impact of climate change on the way we live, the change in seasons,
Yes.
it is quite unusual sometimes,
Yes.
particularly now in March already, end of March already, we should have a pretty hot weather at this point into the April, but things seem to be changing. So it's not specific to Japan, but it's affecting the other places like in Thailand as well. But we may have different types of natural problems, climatically related problems and things like that. But certainly, we are not immune from the impact of climate change. That's certainly the case. So what else are you planning to do this time, Professor, in Thailand? Apart from joining us at the World Walailak University Research Convention, are you planning to have to attend other conferences and workshops and things like that while you are here?
During these times, I stay here as an expert of the JICA and also as an invited visiting professor of Kasetsat University. So in case of JICA programs, I will visit some of the university in Thailand, and also I will visit the fish and the shrimp farm, and then to talk with a fish farmer or shrimp farmer, what is the problem of them. And in the university, I will talk with a graduate school student.
Okay. Well, Professor Hirono, I really appreciate your time on the program, and I think you have shed light some very interesting insights that you have shared on the program. I'm very sure that our staff and postgraduate students and other public members of the public in Nakhon Si Thammarat and others who have access to this WTU program, global program, would certainly benefit. I hope so. Thank you again for coming in on the program, and hopefully when you visit next time, we would like you to probably share progress about your research projects on these very important aspects of research, particularly touching on food security.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you again, Professor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.